Elon Musk. You know the name, you know the companies, and you definitely know the net worth. But what if I told you that all those billions are just a side effect, a result of something much, much more powerful? Today, we're going to break down the actual blueprint he uses to create massive value.
It's the question on everyone's mind, right? How in the world does someone get there? Is it just dumb luck? One amazing idea? Well, the answer isn't what you think. It's a really profound framework that, believe it or not, anyone can start to understand and even apply. And let's be super clear about this from the get-go. This is not about stock tips or some secret financial trick. Musk's whole approach is a philosophy for business, and really for life. And it's built on a foundation that at the start has absolutely nothing to do with money.
And here it is. We're calling it the blueprint. You can think of it as a system, a process designed to create something new, something revolutionary, something of immense value. The wealth? Well, that's just the logical outcome. It's what happens when you create that value first. So let's break this thing down.
Okay, so the very first pillar of this blueprint, the bedrock of everything, is all about the mission. It's about finding a purpose that is so much bigger than just turning a profit. I mean, just look at his companies. They aren't just selling you a car or a rocket launch. They are tackling massive existential challenges for humanity. Musk calls them great missions. By focusing on solving our biggest problems, he's automatically playing in a field where the potential for creating value is, well, it's almost limitless.
So you might be asking, how does he even come up with these missions? It really comes down to a fundamental difference in how he thinks. See, he doesn't just copy what's already out there. Most people reason by analogy. They look at what others are doing and just try to make small improvements. But Musk uses first principles thinking. He boils a problem all the way down to its absolute fundamental truths, and then he builds back up from there. That's how you get reusable rockets, not just a slightly more efficient disposable one.
So the takeaway here for you is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Find a big problem that you are genuinely passionate about solving, because the money, it follows the value, and real value comes from solving real problems.
Okay, but a massive mission like that needs some serious fuel. And that brings us right to pillar 2, an absolutely legendary, unrelenting work ethic.
The numbers are just staggering. Seriously, we're talking 80 to 100-hour work weeks, especially when his companies are in those critical make or break early stages. And this isn't a one-off thing. It's a deliberate strategy to just plain outpace the competition and overcome enormous challenges through sheer force of will and effort. And here it is in his own words. Work like hell. He genuinely believes this insane level of commitment is a non-negotiable part of trying to do something extraordinary. It's all about increasing your probability of success when, let's be honest, the odds are stacked against you. But, and this is a really important but, it isn't just about being busy or putting in long hours. It's about total efficiency and deep, intense focus. He's famous for batching similar tasks together and just eliminating anything and everything that doesn't directly help the mission. It's about making every single one of those hours actually count. So you've got the mission and the work ethic to power it. But the path is still going to be a winding one. And that brings us to pillar 3, embracing bold risk and figuring out how to innovate through failure. Now this quote, it just flips the entire concept of failure completely on its head. For Musk, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a required ingredient. If you're not failing, it just means you're playing it way too safe and not pushing the boundaries of what's even possible. This way of thinking actually turns failure into a system. You aim incredibly high, fully expecting things to go wrong. And when they do, you don't see it as a defeat. Nope, you see it as data. A setback is just a piece of information telling you exactly how to iterate and improve for the next try. It's literally the engine of innovation. Okay, this brings us to our final operational pillar. And this is the one that really ties everything else together. Because none of this works without a relentless, obsessive dedication to getting smarter. Every single day. I mean, think about it. His success across totally different industries, software, finance, aerospace, cars, it's not an accident. It's powered by an incredible ability to learn. He actively seeks out harsh, critical feedback. He cuts out all the noise to focus on what actually matters. And he absorbs knowledge from completely different fields to find new solutions. So, let's put it all together now. Let's see how these 4 pillars lock into place to create a powerful, repeatable system for creating just immense value. And there you have it, the blueprint in action. It all starts with a huge mission, which is then fueled by an intense work ethic. The whole process embraces risk as a tool for innovation, and it's constantly refined through non-stop learning. This is the engine. This is what generates value. And really, that brings us to the final, most important question. This isn't just about understanding Elon Musk. It's about seeing how you can apply this blueprint. So forget about the billions for just a second and ask yourself this. Using this framework, what is the great, valuable problem that you are going to solve?